What's up everyone and welcome back to Fiction Tea Reviews. What's up everyone and welcome back to Fiction Tea Reviews. So today we're going to talk about the Trilogy of Terror. It is a film series. It's a 1975 film. It's horror genre. It's directed by Dan Curtis. It stars Karen Black as Millicent, and she is basically the main character, so I don't really have to talk about the other characters. 1975 American television anthology of 3 segments of short stories. The first is about a professor who turns out to be this like witch of some sort. The second is about these twin sisters who it turns out it's just a woman with a split personality disorder. And the third one is about a woman who is terrorized by this possessed doll. Now, the first story I really enjoyed. I really liked it. I liked the use of the shadows in the first story. How when the guy was outside of her house, like outside of her window creeping, there was like this dark shadow on one side of his face, and they had the music that really intensified that scene. And also when they were in the car and I think he was like looking at her or she was talking and there was like a shadow on them. I also wish that I wish that it was like those times where you can just like go out on dates and like watch movies on a projector like outside in your car. Like I want to do stuff like that again. I'm saying again as if I existed during those times, but I feel like I did. I probably was just in a different body. It really conveyed that emotion, and it really conveyed everything that was happening in that story. As far as the characters go, I really like the fact that she was like this innocent teacher, innocent lady with glasses, and he's just like kind of on the prowl, and he's like, I wonder what she would look like. He's like this creep, and he's also a photographer, which makes it more creepy. And the fact that he was outside her window, and the fact that he drugged her and took her to some hotel, and I'm just like, oh, that's the type of person you are. I'm not surprised. I like the fact that she played that role, but then in the end there was like that catch, and it was like, you thought I was an innocent person, but the whole time I was in your mind. She kind of was like a witch in a way. Like she had mystical mind tricks and some sort of like control over the mind or something. I really loved the part in the end where she like practiced and rehearsed the whole everything she was about to say, and then she said it and she was like, well, I told him not to play with fire. And I'm just like, and the award goes to, like, that was good. Second story, I wish the second story was like longer. I feel like it was super short. Like it just went by fast. Like I looked down, I looked up, it was over. And I'm like, huh? What happened? I wish that it was like dragged out more. It seemed like there were a lot of spaces. It was interesting. It was a really good story, but I feel like there wasn't enough in the second story. Like it was basically like, I would have liked to see like her go crazy a little bit and not just go straight to killing herself, which she literally was killing herself. And it was pretty blatantly obvious that there was no other sister and she was just crazy, but I wish that there was more. I also wondered if this was inspired by the American Horror Story, because in the American Horror Story they use the same characters, especially the main character. She just plays different people in like different seasons, and I was like, they probably were inspired by this. So the third story was probably the best because it had the most action. The first one was good too, but like the last one really showed like some horror stuff, and the doll was good. Like the doll was out here killing. I believe that this doll was like a whole person. Like how was it so attached to her neck and it was hard for her to fight a doll? Like it was pretty good. I wondered how they did that scene actually with the doll. It looks like they were just moving the camera and then maybe somebody was like moving the puppet around. The best thing about the story is when she was possessed by the doll and like she was baring teeth like the doll, and most importantly her stance, the way she was like standing, it was good. I would have liked to see like her mom come and she attack her. Like that could have been pulled out and dragged out more. I mean, this was only like an hour movie, and I feel like there was so much that could have been added to this. I mean, I know it was like short story, but like I wanted more. I did. Yeah, I see that there is actually a part 2 to this. I haven't watched it, but I might watch it. Comment below and let me know. Have you guys seen part 2? I would recommend it because it's an old vintage film, but there's not really much going on with this. Also pretty good in a way. So I would recommend this because it's not a bad film, but there's just so many spaces in this film that's like, it was so short. I was just like, I wish there was this like more to it, but it's also a short story, so like it makes sense. Watch this on Amazon, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to hit the notification bell to get notified for future videos. And comment below, let me know your thoughts about this film if you've watched it or if you've seen part 2. Also, be sure to get your copy of my book, Rain. It is a psychological thriller, sci-fi kind of psychological thriller horror with a little bit of sci-fi in there. It's about a group of young adults in a psych ward who get this counselor that's trying to help them, but he really has a secret motive. And he learns, the counselor, that this place is actually having an effect on his psyche, and it's turning him a little crazy. He's starting to see ghosts, he's being haunted, and he's also learned that these kids are probably not actually crazy, that this place is just making them crazy, and they really got some sort of ability. So interested in hearing me read this book, you can actually go to my review of Mortel, the French Netflix show Mortel. I did a review of that. Go to that review, go to the end of that, and you will hear me read this entire book from that video up until then. I have read the entire book. So definitely go check out my old videos to hear about that. And also, if you like to get a copy, you can go to kaleidoscopesart.net, description box below, and be sure to comment below your email list if you want to get attached to my email list so we can talk about the book. We can talk about how you become a self-published writer. And I want to create some sort of newsletter for everyone that I will attach to my email list. I don't know what I'm going to come up with yet, but I want to get all the emails in so that I can do that. So, again, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit up my email address. Be sure to hit up my website if you want some merchandise or you would like to support me and buy my book. And I will see you next time.